Hello everyone, I'm Shanda Gallego in for Donna Bush with your CIGTV News Brief and weather forecast. Thanks for joining us. Premier Wayne Panton today addressed more than 300 business people at the Chamber of Commerce Legislative Luncheon, recognizing the contributions of the business community to fight against COVID-19.
And some of you had to face the frightening peril of losing your life's work, your businesses, your companies. You struggled to support employees both here and overseas. You adjusted, innovated, created, and drew on the very ingenuity and drive that made you entrepreneurs in the first place. Some of you had to take out loans or sell assets to keep your businesses afloat. Others ran skeletal teams, and some, the unfortunate ones, were forced to close the doors of your businesses. This government would like to pay tribute to the business community for your collective efforts to keep persons employed, keep your doors open, and to maintain your confidence in the Cayman Islands. As you rallied around various community groups to help the most vulnerable and disadvantaged. During the past 16 months, there have been many private sector examples of generosity, service, sacrifice, and resilience. Too numerous to list. But this government applauds you for helping to keep our economy buoyant and confidence in the jurisdiction at an all-time high. Our collective commitment as a community to put people first and the private sector's adherence to the myriad COVID regulations meant that we are one of the few countries in the world that has effectively contained COVID-19, making the Cayman Islands one of the most attractive places to visit, to work, and to live.
The Premier noted that many people across the Cayman Islands likewise found themselves facing personal challenges that could be best addressed by a partnership between government and business community.
There are thousands of people in this country who live on the edge of poverty, one household bill away from not having enough money to pay the mortgage or the rent or electricity bill. Many face mental health challenges, and there are hundreds of people, Caymanians, who live in substandard housing conditions with no chance of improving their situation because rents outpace their earnings. Across all ministries, we share a commitment to putting social development, the health and wellness of our society, and the ability for our people to develop their full potential at the center of our decision-making. Our vision for Cayman includes you as a business community, and we hope you will all join us as we commit to putting a sustainable community and country first. Each of us, whether industry, business, or individual, if each of us, whether industry, business, or individual, acts solely and consistently in our own narrow self-interest, then we will accelerate inequality, delay or derail our ability to thrive as a community, and in turn sabotage true sustainability between our people, our planet, and our prosperity.
Mr. Panton said rebuilding the economy was the first step to building a Cayman Islands where everyone can succeed, and that this was dependent on the reopening of borders. Unveiling a detailed process for reopening, the Premier called for the business community to join government for the rebuilding phase as it had for the suppression phase.
The point I wish to make for our partners in tourism and across all industries in Cayman is that if we can have a Caymanian like Jonathan Smelly conduct genome sequencing, then we must be able to find Caymanians who can manage hotels, food and beverage, or lead banks. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan and Beverly attained their great heights, not only by their own grit, that for sure, but not only by that, not only by their own determination and diligence, but because their employer, the Health Services Authority, simply didn't take the easy route and pursue work permits. In fact, they supported their ongoing studies, and today both employer and the employees have benefited. But more importantly, we as a country have benefited. This kind of successful partnership is what is critically needed in protecting the very tourism industry we also desperately wish to see reopened and restarted. I salute the Health Services Authority. I salute these amazing Caymanians. And I salute every company in Cayman, every business in Cayman, every business leader in Cayman that seeks to take that approach. Key to our economic success is maximizing Caymanian employment, both in tourism and across all sectors of our economy. We have the most opportune moment now as we begin to reopen our economy.
The Premier asked businesses to hire tourism first.
As we head into reopening, we ask of all businesses, but especially those in the tourism industry, to hire Caymanians first. You now have the time, the opportunity, and the incentive to train and nurture Caymanian talent in hospitality. We need to do more than just pay lip service to the fact that we need to empower our own people to have the ability to share in the miracle of the Cayman Islands. Let's start now by truly training up our people so that their future, the futures of their children, will mean they will own as well a small piece of that miracle. It's not the lone job of government, and it's not your job singularly either. It's going to take both of us. You telling government what we need to do to help you successfully prepare our people for the workforce here at home and globally, and government giving you the abilities and tools to do that.
The Premier also emphasized that achieving herd immunity through vaccination is essential to safely reopening borders.
Please, if you haven't already done so, encourage your staff, especially all frontline members, to get vaccinated as soon as possible. We have a significant supply available, courtesy of the United Kingdom. The sooner we reach our vaccination target, the sooner we'll be on our road to economic recovery from this pandemic. Toward this end, government will require proof of vaccination for both renewal and new work permits as a part of our phased reopening process. Please impress upon your existing employees on work permits that if they refuse to get vaccinated, they may no longer be able to work in the Cayman Islands. It is a critical public health issue. We must do all that we can to get as close to that 80% vaccination mark as possible, our optimal target, which has been advised by Public Health England.
Now, Mr. Panton went on to outline a full reopening plan with target dates to the assembled business community. For more information on the plan, which remains on course to begin in September, please visit our YouTube page. We will bring you much more from the Premier's remarks tomorrow. On Wednesday, announced the expansion of its scholarship program to strengthen post-secondary development pathways for Caymanian students. Among these changes is the return of the merit-based Cayman Scholar Award, which will provide tuition support of up to $100,000 a year to 2 exceptional students. Students pursuing undergraduate studies in education overseas that focus on classroom teaching will also receive increased support. Annual funding for other areas of undergraduate study will increase from $20,000 to $30,000 a year. Students pursuing the International Baccalaureate Program, the Advanced Placement Program, and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examinations are also now eligible to receive funding from government, as those pursuing A-levels already do. For more information, contact the Ministry of Education's Scholarship Secretariat Unit by email at scholarships@gov.ky. Creek and Spot Bay Primary School held its school leaving ceremony for Year 6 students today. The ceremony to mark students' transition to high school featured a series of inspiring addresses from the school's top student, the principal, and the special guest speaker.
We are leaving Creek and Spot Bay Junior School to embark on another episode of our journey in life. Are we ready to find those hidden talents within us and utilize them to the maximum so that we will reach our highest potential? Are we, my friends, ready to utilize our time wisely and explore the creativity with passion and zeal so that we achieve the greatest success ever? We have been taught well at Creek and Spot Bay Primary, and the foundation has been laid for us to face boldly the difficulties or challenges that will confront us at Leland E. Scott Senior High School. It is up to us to persevere, have complete faith and trust in God, and let nothing deter us from making the most of our time.
Well done, class of 2021. Many of you seized wonderful opportunities and made them your own. As you move on to Leland Scott Senior High School, my advice to you is to continue soaring, continue boldly stepping forward, continue marching to the beat of your drum, and I pray that your years ahead be as phenomenal as the years at Creek and Spot Bay Primary School.
I've had my fair share of mistakes. Many people sitting here have too, and so will you. And we'll continue to make mistakes. However, we're blessed by the fact that we have the time to learn from them. What defines us is not the way we react when everything is going our way, but rather how we react when faced with adversity. Admit your mistakes instead of trying to blame someone else. Take the time to analyze what went wrong and what you could have done to improve the situation. When we acknowledge our weaknesses, it shows us that we are willing to change for the better and that we are making the best use of our time.
Taking a look now at local weather, moderate east to southeast winds and seas will continue across the Cayman Islands area due to a ridge of high pressure dominating the weather over the Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers south of Grand Cayman area moving towards northwest. Tonight's forecast is for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of overnight showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. A reminder that you can find the latest on local weather conditions online at weather.gov.ky. And that's it for today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Shanta Gallego, inviting you to join us here again on Friday evening.